then crawls back into Iris's bed and puts the covers on top of herself.
You no
by the
longer
way,
have a bed.
since
It's
Alyssia
fine, you can
stormed
share
off
my
after
bed.
leaving the dirty glass, you see that one of the shadows begins to move, and it forms into a person.
I didn't storm off after leaving the glass, but
Oh, you didn't storm off, but anyway, you made the mess.
You
left
trotted.
behind.
Right.
You see that suddenly a shadow takes the form of a person, and she takes the dirty glass and begins cleaning it up and putting it back in its place. Then she begins sweeping the area.
Is this a warfolk?
You are not sure. She seems different.
Wait. I'm just... It's gonna go
So
towards
if you
the
want,
others.
roll me demonology.
I don't think I have a roll for it.
Well, there are two other people here that
Use
do, so that
Arcana.
means 2 tries.
Like, usually it's
Or you
like...
can just ask her.
Usually it's like, I ask expert if I can count it in the book, and then he's like, yes or no, and if I haven't, then I don't know shit.
Okay, that's fair, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, if you can just ask her, or you can, you know, roll demonology.
Actually,
suppose.
hasn't it been almost a month since you read that book?
I don't know, like, usually I like keep reading things in the spare time.
Yeah, I
But
think he
that
constantly has the book
like,
with him anyway.
Isn't the book fucking
okay.
huge? Like, I don't think I've read all of it yet, Ian, so... I just continuously study, like, sometimes during the downtime, so...
Yeah, that's fair.
Iris is gonna ask us, who are you?
Oh, hi. I'm the mage in charge of this area. I'm supposed to have a supervisor, but I can't seem to find them, so I'll just do my work. I'll stay out of your way.
Would your
Okay.
supervisor happen to be a vampire?
Yes, of course. I mean, most of the people here are vampires.
Alyssia walks over to the bed and just drags off the covers.
Oh, hi, supervisor. The girl in the bed doesn't say anything. Oh, so there she was. Okay, nice, excellent. I guess I'll just get back to cleaning then.
Where do I get a maid
Alyssia-
service that appears
Alyssia
from
throws
nowhere?
the... What?
Sorry,
Sorry, what?
Iris is just saying, where do I get a maid service that appears from nowhere?
Oh, well, I'm not sure. I think that's unique to my species. If you wish to hire one of my kind.
What's your species? She seems confused.
Oh, my name is Doma. Pleased to meet you. I am a Kikimora. There are some people that believe we're basically incarnations of nightmares and, you know, cause bad things during the night, like, strangle people while they're sleeping, or torture them,
Or very
or
fluffy.
you know, gouge out their eyes and eat their tongues. But that's mostly rumors. You shouldn't worry about that.
Iris is going, and very fluffy.
She looks towards her tail and puffs out her chest with pride. I'm very proud of that. I've never seen another Kikimoro with such a fluffy tail.
Iris nods in appreciation.
I am also quite available.
Oh?
She says that as you see that there's something strapped to her leg, you can kind of make out the outlines. It seems like a whip that has been very neatly positioned and placed there.
I take it you want to be the one who handles the whip, then?
I'm
Iris
assuming
is
that
just,
everybody else
"Fuck
is like,
this."
yeah, we're done here. Let's keep going.
Peaced out.
No, Yana and Lucy are just like, shit, Alicia's talking to somebody outside of the group again. Might as well leave at this point.
So basically what you're saying is Lucretia and Yana put their differences aside and decided to walk into the active volcano.
Yeah, Lucretia is actually gonna share the story with Yana about the time that she mentioned to. I might as well do this in character, even though it's gonna be kind of awkward because I'm talking to myself.
Go ahead.
You know, one time I accidentally told Alyssia that there was no such thing as coincidences. Oh God, how did that work? I just walked into an active volcano because it was easier. That makes sense. I would have done the same thing, to be honest.
By the way,
Actually,
as you guys are going exploring, behind you, all you hear about 5 or 10 feet behind you is slurp, 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 slurp.
Yana's gonna kind of say over her shoulder, if you're going to follow us, can you at least slurp a little quieter?
slurp. Slurp, slurp.
Thank you.
It's like, so check this out. We've like been.
Please
trying
don't
a few
explain in
things that
detail.
you have-
Please don't
Please
explain
don't
in
explain in
detail.
detail.
Please don't explain in detail.
Please don't explain in detail. Please don't explain in detail.
Please no.
God damn it. Basically, she needs to get laid.
Okay then. Well, let's just say that for the next couple of weeks, everybody is going to know that Alyssia was a very happy woman that day. I think, maybe?
Eris is
Probably.
following the same things that have all traumatic experiences in the past, like with her village and family getting slaughtered. She's just gonna pretend it never happened.
And then,
But here's
and then
another
they fuck.
important question: was the Kikimora also a happy woman afterwards?
Oh yeah, she was very pleased.
In before demon booty call.
I honestly didn't think I'd have to reveal that she has a whip on her hip so soon, but there we go, surprises all around.
Explain in
Anyway.
detail.
I'm like, what the fuck did you expect?
Right. So you guys travel for a few hours through the forest until eventually it begins clearing up. And as you begin climbing up the cliffside, suddenly in view, the scenery around you is beginning to change. It's beginning to darken. And you question exactly what time it is or where the hell you are at this point as you look out the window, as the scenery is, well, unexpected to say the least. The moon seems to be out despite it being right around midday, and it's not a normal moon, it's a blood moon. You see a massive castle off on the cliffside with a huge sprawling city in all directions surrounded. The scale is massive. Now for comparison, this bridge over here, it has about it has the room for about 12 carriage to go in one direction and 12 carriage to go in the other if they're put next to each other. The bridge is massive. And it seems like it's actually rather busy as well. There's a lot of people here, that's for sure. You get an eerie feeling as you travel down the bridge and towards the castle. Assuming that you guys would be willing to participate in the ball tonight, it seems that the servants of House Bloodfallen have taken the liberty of preparing dresses for all of you, so you can attend if you wish to do so.
Wouldn't mind.
Lucretia's worldview has been a bit widened, but she thinks she's gonna stay out of this one.
Right. As you guys enter the city below in earnest, soon you are, well, brought in front of a very displeasant, shall we say, spectacle taking part in front of you. You see some people that are out of place. They're wearing armor, they're wearing, well, weapons. It seems like they were just recently brought here and they haven't even been disarmed and properly bound yet. It seems like just until a few minutes ago there was a huge battle and they were just quite recently teleported to this area. You see that they're quickly being subdued. And as they're still kicking and screaming and trying to free themselves, a vampire steps up in front of them while his minions, which I'll show you in a sec, are trying to subdue the humans that are being still rowdy. You're actually close enough to hear him speak. Death, our constant fear, our most certain companion. No matter how alone we might feel, death is always waiting. These fleshy vessels, they're born to die, to wither and wriggle with maggots. But something of us always remains. You see that some of the people are kicking and screaming and crying. Others have resigned themselves. Others grit their teeth and are still trying to fight back in vain. The vampire continues in a monotonous, cold voice as he looks at their pathetic, futile efforts. The life you once knew is over, but by all means fight for its struggle. Who doesn't like prey that fights back a little, no matter how futile? The next moment, both men and women alike begin to scream as right then and there on the street, their armor and clothes are being ripped apart, and they're being branded like cattle, with symbols on the backs of their necks, and then chained up like animals, and quickly taken aside. The vampire himself, having lost interest in this new batch of, well, commodities, starts walking off, while these strange creatures, sorry that I don't have a better picture, but this is a brand new thing, so literally no other pictures of it yet. They are hulking constructs, giants that tower well over 4 or 5 meters. On them you see countless living fleshy beings, both humans and other demon races, impaled and used as, well, armor and sort of like a collection, dragging the people away from the square. Iris, since you messaged me something, are you trying to do something?
No, it's too late now.
It's not too late if you want to do it.
No, literally 280 wasn't going to be as cool, so never mind, it's fine.
Okay then. Right. So the vampire that you saw earlier, this man, walks off on his own, away from the people being dragged away by his puppets. And since the road was cleared, your carriage can continue. You see that both beast folk girls with you, Haley and Allison, look at him with, well, to put it bluntly, disgust, as that thing just took place in front of you. And Allison is quick to say, just because you saw that, do not think that all members of the community are like that. However, I will not lie to you. Most of them are, well, like that.
Suddenly Iris is starting to think maybe bringing chaos to this place is a good idea.
This is not what our mistress wants for this community. I know that she has told you not to fight, but if there is anything you can do to help our household even a little, I would appreciate it if you do so.
What would happen?
The one that wins not only wins glory for their household, but it means that the leader of that household will be put in charge of the community, which means that they will have the most power during the meetings to decide the laws and how this community will progress going forward. Believe it or not, but our clan Bloodfallen was not always so weak as it is now. We used to have a lot more land and members. In fact, our Mistress Lilith was once in charge of this community, a long time ago now. People weren't treated like this. While it is true that your kind is, well, food for ones like us, that doesn't mean that we have to be so barbaric. People were kept here willingly, and they were taken good care of. Everybody was here willingly. There were no slaves, no prisoners, no discrimination. It's not like it is now. This is not the will of the progenitor. This is not what he wanted for us.
Yeah, I've heard as much, but what happened?
We lost our position. We were undermined by the other clans. We lost our territory, we lost our members, we lost our power, we lost our status.
Sounds to me it may have been a bit of a flawed system.
Well, there is no such thing as a perfect one. And this definitely isn't it, as she looks out the window and notices the situation.
I see. Iris is looking out. Clearly, basically, the wood handle, something on the door is probably turned to, sawdust by this point as she's gripping it so tight. Clearly resisting the urge. Maybe I can fight an entire city. Yeah, that could work. Well,
Well, we can help you with a little basic information about the people here. Ideally, you'd like to, well, attend the ball and meet the competition. That is, you're considering fighting.
I would like to meet them.
As for that man you saw earlier, his name is Tristram Telboff from the Telboff clan. They are one of the, well, one of the clans that have the most, shall we say, influence when it came to sabotaging our clan. Their leader, Bella Telboff, is, well, to put it lightly, cunning and amoral. She would do anything to achieve victory. Her methods are very out of character, Alyssia-like. Underhanded.
did they actually say it very Alicia-like, and Neris goes, "Oh, this is bad."
No, that's out of character.
Okay.
It would be best to stay away from her. If she finds out that you are representing House Bloodfallen, there is a chance that she would try to, well, persuade you to change your allegiance or flat out attack you. She's dangerous. Another clan you should definitely stay away from is the Kulari clan. While they themselves try to conduct themselves properly and do not take, shall we say, kindly to matters under the table, they are, shall we say, very traditional in the sense that humans are not, well, considered even beings in their eyes. In fact, they refer to your kind as cattle.
Understood. What about this? What was his name again? One that everybody's like, he's gonna win.
Urias?
Urias. Urias?
Ah, yes, Urias Formonde. Well, he doesn't represent any clan, not anymore. His clan died a long time ago. He is the sole survivor. However, due to ancient rights, he still has a hold in our political society, even though he rarely takes part in it. If he wishes to take part in the tournament, he has every right to do so.
And
He has not taken part in these events for over 5,000 years, so you can imagine it's quite the surprise that he suddenly decided to take part in that. Your arrival here and his arrival and decision to take place in it right now, right here, well, I must say your luck is really something else.
yeah, it is. Actually, she actually seems rather pleased about that. With how people talk about him, he seems like he would be a good fight.
You don't fight him. That's impossible. It's a slaughter. I have never seen anybody put up a fight against him.
As soon as she says impossible, his eyes light up. It's like, oh, really? Hmm. Now I'm even more interested.
Iris, do be careful. I know how you like a fight, especially a tough one, but don't get yourself killed.
By the way, as Yana says that, Iris gonna lean and say quite near, that's what they said about me Oni.
It seems that this is gonna be a pretty heavy RP session. Would you guys like to basically skip a little bit and head straight to the ball so you can enjoy your time, since there's some time before the tournament? You can spend some time, you know, scouting the opposition and mingling with the high society.
Oh,
in a
mind
way.
that.
Sure.
As you guys are brought up to the castle, you go through quite a few checkpoints. You notice that the upper echelons are definitely much different from the city below. For one, there are no humans here. There are only higher vampires and important social people that have high status. So the place is breathtaking. The architecture, the streets, everything is fucking amazing. It's like breathtaking. Architecture like this you have never seen in the human lands. Like, the Ovians have done some very amazing things to worship the gods, but it pales in comparison to the craftsmanship and the riches that have been floundered here left and right. While they do say that they care for status and not for material gains, this is material gains being used to basically prove your status. So they have spared no expenses to make everything look envious to the people below. And soon, after, well, getting a lot of glares for being the only humans up here, you are brought to the ball itself. After, of course, you've changed into some more proper clothes. You join the main hall where some of the key players are representing their households. And the people with you basically give you some basic information about the more important people in this room, as long as you want to hear it, of course.
Oh, the real question is, are we supposed to be seeing those people on the sides?
Yes?
Okay.
Just checking.
Since they're mingling with the crowd and they're the ones standing out, yes, you are.
Oh, by the way, did they just get a dress for me, or was I allowed to pick my clothing?
Well, as long as it's something from their clothes, you can pick something, yeah.
Since Lucy wasn't there, Iris was going to pick a fancy suit.
No.
Damn it.
Actually, wait, you know what? Fuck it.
No. Yana is not
Wait,
allowing it.
no! Yana too, why?
No.
Don't betray me.
Wear a fucking dress.
Fine. Iris is wearing a dress.
Also, is it possible for Yana to basically continue wearing her outfit but adjust it in a way that it looks like a really nice high society vampire outfit?
Magic.
Sure. Right. So you guys want to get some information on the players, or do you want to just approach them?
Some information first.
Yeah,
Don't
let's not
approach
just
somebody-
walk up to them.
Don't approach somebody that goes, "You fucking humans, kill them!"
Ew! Humans! Ew! 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 Humans! Get them
Right.
away from me!
On the upper left, the guy with the snakes and the horns that looks like a monster out of your fucking nightmares. Just a sec.
Please
That-
tell me Urias is the picture that's actually Urias.
The guy on the upper left, they explain to you that is Thane Kulari, the leader of the Kulari clan. The picture below him, the man that actually looks pretty out of place because his clothes look a little bit, shall we say, ruffled up. He seems to not care much about his appearance. He's actually laughing and having a good time and enjoying a drink. You can imagine what he's drinking. There's not exactly food at this party, only drinks.
It's
There's-
literally all blood.
No light nibbles. Poor party.
Fountains of blood.
Oh, I
That-
am gonna ask. One more. I am gonna ask, like, when vampires and humans used to live together, you know, in harmony, and humans used to trade their blood for, you know, suicides and stuff like that. Did they used to be food of these things?
Sorry, what? Did they
Like-
used to be what?
It's like, did they used to be food at these things when humans were in society?
No. Back then, the laws of the progenitor were being followed strictly. A vampire is not allowed to bite their victim directly. We would take the blood through other means and simply store it in bottles like wine. That is how it would be distributed for everybody to enjoy.
No, you misunderstand. I meant actual food at this sort of party. Would there have been some back in the day?
There were cases of humans that were invited to such events back then, so yes, there was proper food.
I see. Alright, I'm just
But
making
those
sure.
times are long since past.
Yeah, she was talking about sandwiches.
No
Yeah,
sandwiches.
I know, there's no sandwiches now. I'm
Sandwiches.
sorry.
We know there's no sandwiches. There's just giant fountains of blood that make this look like a horror
And
gallery.
if there are
Uh,
sandwiches, stay away from them.
So the guy on the bottom left, if anything, there will be finger sandwiches, if you know what I
No,
mean.
no.
Hint, hint.
No.
Eye kebabs.
So the guy on the lower left, they introduced the guy that seems to be a bit more chill and lighthearted and laughing very loudly to the ire of his peers, who seem to be very frustrated and annoyed with him. They introduce us Jacob Yekev. He is the leader of the Yekev clan, and his clan actually has very few vampires. Most of his kin, the people that serve him, are actually war beasts, if you believe it or not. And many of them are not actually slaves, they follow him willingly. As such, his stand in society is not that great, as basically he is in bed with fucking animals, and other high vampires do not approve of that shit.
I like this guy.
The leader on the right, they seem to not have much information. They know her by name. Her name is Irina Noctis. She is the leader of the Noctis clan, and her clan seems to be shrouded in a lot of mystery. It seems like she has, her clan has very, shall we say, ancient roots, and most things about the clan are either rumors or, well, myths. One of the most, shall we say, unflattering ones being that the reason the clan is called Noctis is because of a term called Prima Noctis, which basically is the supposed right of the Lord to take a newly married woman into his bed on her wedding night. So yeah, they actually have some bad rep, if that indeed is where their name comes from.
Uh-huh.
Think of Lionheart. Basically, if you're gonna get married, the Lord takes your woman on day one, on the first night.
Oh,
Because
so
he's a piece of shit.
anytime a woman gets married, they have to fuck the Lord. That's weird.
They also make a note to say that not all representatives are here. Obviously, the one missing is from Clan Bloodfallen. Lilith is not here. Another one that's missing is the Felbrood clan, the strongest clan in this community. Their leader is also not here. Their leader is called Horatius Felbrood, and he is not currently present, nor are any members of his household. However, as they're giving you this information, a vampire who walks by and notices you guys immediately starts laughing, getting the attention of most of the room. He seems to have figured out that you're representing Clan Bloodfallen and says, somebody should go tell Lilith that she dropped her lunch in the ballroom. And as he says that, the vampires around him start laughing at you.
It actually goes. That's actually quite a good one. This is not
So
even bad.
after
That's a
that
good
little
joke.
laughing fiasco, everything more or less goes back to normal.
Not even mad. That was funny.
It was not even mad. That was
Not
kind of
even
funny.
that, that was funny.
It was kind of funny.
So
Hey, Experta, what happens if humans eat vampires?
That sounds like a lot of heresy.
that sounds like a
Kinky.
lot of heresy right there, you know.
Also, question: Am I
You know what
getting-
also sounds like a lot of heresy, Sibby? Getting a Kikimora's whip and whipping her with it. That also sounds like a lot of heresy.
But it was a good time.
Question.
Yes.
Is Yana getting as many dirty looks because she's, for what they know, a demon and not a human?
From what you can tell, Yana is getting a lot more of a easier treatment. But considering you're here to represent Clan Bloodfallen, you're not exactly getting much sympathy either.
Well, yeah, I assume. I was just wondering if they treated Yana differently because they think she's a demon, like a full demon. And the answer is yes.
So yes, if you wish to approach some of these people or the people around them and talk with them, you are free to do so. If not, you can just observe them, have a good time, dance a little, and bow out.
I see. But I shall be exploring. I'm on the hunt for that dude, but I guess he's not here yet.
Which one?
The one everybody's talking about.
Urias?
Oh, Urias. No, he's nowhere inside.
Yana has expressed interest in not meeting Urias.
Why? What's wrong?
You know what's wrong.
But she said he wouldn't do anything.
that doesn't mean I would like to be exposed.
Like, several people from several different sources say he's a cool guy, and they say he's a strong fighter. I want to fight him.
Fine, just communicate with him away from me, please.
It's a fucking dragon!
More like an ancient wyvern.